This straightening tutorial will cover understanding temperature of the piece and the temperature of the punty in order to straighten. Straightening basics. Variations on straightening. And techniques for straightening goblets. When we punty up a piece, the piece has basically set up and the punty is slightly hotter than the piece. Ideally, you'd make the transfer quickly to ensure that the punty doesn't cool down too much. Heat deep in the glory hole. As the piece gets hotter at the end, I increase the speed of my turn to compensate for the torque on the hot punty and remain turning in one direction as I come out of the hole. At the bench, the piece is still rigid, but the punty is still moving, allowing me to straighten the piece. In order to see where the tumbler is off, the first thing to do is make the base perpendicular to the floor. Now you can see where the high side of the piece is. My eyes are focusing on the bottom edge of the piece. Up, up, up. Catch the lip, make the base perpendicular to the floor. Focus your eyes on the edge of the base of the tumbler and look for the high spot. High side up, support the lip, push down with your thumb, which applies pressure to the shoulder, which makes the piece slide down the punty, centering the piece. Leave the tweezers in the lip and look for the high spot. Repeat these steps until the piece is centered or the punty becomes too cold. Important tip: after you place the tweezers in the lip, don't remove them until you are finished straightening. Often people remove the tweezers to look at the piece, and then if the piece is still off center, they have to find the lip again to re-straighten it. This takes too much time. There are many ways to straighten. Here I place the high side down, and I lift up with the bottom blade of my tweezers, sliding the tumbler upward. This wasted form has a good flange to push on. Make the piece perpendicular to the floor, high side up, and push down. High side up, and push down. This cylinder has more weight to it. Catch the lip, perpendicular to the floor, high side up, and stop and lift. The weight of the piece makes the piece fall on center. This is my favorite method. I learned this one helping students straighten work. Lisa catches the lip, which alleviates the torque on the punty. Make the base perpendicular to the floor, high side up, and push down. High side up, and push down. One last time. Let's talk straightening. Here are my 4 go-to moves as I prepare to take off the goblet. These moves are done in a specific order, correcting the most off-center parts first to reduce the torque on the goblet, and then moving along to more subtle corrections before taking the piece off. Sometimes you're only using one or two of these moves, and sometimes you might use all of them. Before you straighten the cup, you must build up heat. Short, frequent flashes is how you build up heat. Take at least 2 to 3 deep flashes to equalize the heat as best as possible before you begin to strain the cup. The bottom catch. Paddle the foot. Jack and paddle. Paddle both sides for the sandwich. Take the cup off immediately after paddling both sides. This is the bottom catch. This move focuses on the most off-center parts of the goblet, roughing out and beginning the straightening process. Look for the curve on the top, then flip 180 degrees to the bottom. The curve is on the bottom. When the curve is on the bottom, touch the center of the curve. Try not to lift above center like I do in this video, and let the section in front of the tweezer fall down. Then look for the mini curve. Again, look for the curve on the top, then flip 180 degrees to the bottom. When the curve is on the bottom, put the bottom tweezer tip in the middle of the curve. Lift up and rotate your palm up, pushing down with the top tweezer tip. And here it is done on the stem. Paddle the foot. Depending on where the heat is within the cup, this move is either making the cup top parallel to the foot, or it is used to straighten out a bend in the joint just above the foot. As I paddle the foot, I'm looking at the top edge of the cup top. When that point is closest to me, I slow the turn down, letting it fall on center. The jack and paddle makes the cup top perpendicular to the base or the foot. The paddle comes on first, then the jacks go on either the inside or the outside of the top. As the cup is turned, the top becomes perpendicular to the base or the foot. Paddling both sides is the final move to make the cup top parallel to the foot of the cup. I don't reheat it after this move to ensure that it remains straight going into the leer. When I paddle both sides, I apply the paddle on the foot first. Then I look at the top edge of the cup to center it. Lisa's paddle comes on the lip and I rotate nice and steady till the cup straightens. If it doesn't straighten with this move, there's not enough heat built up in the cup. Take off the cup immediately after you paddle both sides. I usually rotate the punty slowly while tapping lightly with wood.